Welcome back, folks, to Fishing Planet. I'm Super Dave, and today we're going to talk about targeting fish in general. So I get a lot of questions of, I've been here, I haven't caught any fish, and that surprised me quite a bit. So there is a lot of signs out there on how to catch fish. If you're looking for a particular fish, guys, or a mission, it will be in the playlist in the description. All right, so. What's a good way to find fish? Well, obvious reasons right here. Your fish finder and fish sonar will help you out a little bit, but sometimes them can be blank even though there's fish completely biting. So don't go strictly by them, but they are very helpful. But it isn't always accurate. There are some better signs, in my opinion. As you can see birds right now up in the air here in the lake. And also, you can hear the fish jumping. Now, you can, in fact, target just a certain type of fish. Are you always only going to get one fish? No. But, for example, you see right there, you can see Pacific tunas, right, jumping out of the water. So, if you're going to try to find Pacific tunas, I would assume that's going to be a good spot, and it always generally it is. So, I know it's a little bit crazy, but some people may not realize you can tell which fish is jumping. For another example, look right over here, guys. You can see over there that's clearly yellowfin, right? My boat is kind of in the way, but you can see them. Them are 100% yellowfin. Now, are you going to catch other fish there? Yes, right? But you can see that was a very good example, and every once in a while they're going to move. Actually, I think the yellowfin just kind of cooled off. You see they're not jumping anymore? Wow, that's a coincidence. I was going to wait till night and then show you how they cannot be there after a little bit too. But you can see that they are not jumping out of the water anymore. However, the bluefins still are. You can see them jumping everywhere. All right, that in the seagulls will generally, the birds will generally lead you to where that is going to be. But I just wanted to show you the example, and the game just did it for me where they can move around a little bit. Now, if you fish there, there's probably still going to be some yellowfin there, but that will, in fact, help you out on finding it. There's also some other signs here, too. One other thing I want to say here, guys, wherever you see on the map where it goes from shallow to deep. So, for example, we fish here a lot at the Money Mile, and this is always really good, and you can see the change, particularly on your boat. We'll switch our map here. Let's get the motor started. You can see here when we're looking at it, there's a lot of water topographical change here under the water. That has a tendency to be some of the best spots, especially for the tuna species and marlin. Now, like I said, not going to go over every fish in the game, but that's always a good start for you targeting fish. And generally, as a rule of thumb, I'll go over here because I know what this is. This is my skipjack in albacore spot. A lot of times, some of the fish hang out together, yellowfins and marlins generally, but a big one is albacore and skipjack. So that's another way to know that if you're catching albacore or a certain type of fish, you will probably catch another one as well, especially if you're trolling in a circle. If you didn't see yesterday's video, I talked about how to troll and some effective ways of doing it. Also, a really good way of catching particular fish too is if you have not done your maintenance missions for the rental boat, I highly recommend it. It gives you a tutorial essentially for every fish in the entire lake. So what I've done is when I went there for the maintenance missions, I have marked it what they expected me to catch, and I marked it with a buoy. So for example, this is the one where we had to catch narrow-barred amberjacks, both amberjacks. For example, here is a mark where, let's go in here, where these were the Western Mai for the mission, and there is a ton of them. Like, for example, over here I marked the Jobfish maintenance mission. If you haven't done that, I would recommend it. For the most part, them are really going to steer you in the right direction. And so far, most of them have been pretty good when doing that. So you can see this is the Bonito maintenance mission right here. Now, one other thing is you'll see these fish boats. Sometimes they can be a sign that there's fish there. They've been a little hit or miss for me. Like I said, the seagulls and the fish jumping always been really good, but you can see the fish boats also can help you out. But the other thing is you can see we're getting closer to this island. There is almost always fish by the islands. You can see we're not even. You can see back there was dead. And you can see over by the island there is plenty of fish. I don't know why this is, but it seems like anytime you go around an island, you're going to find some sort of fish. Mostly the smaller types of fish are going to be near the islands. Mackerel, striped bonito, the anchovy, the squid, they're almost always going to be by any island. As you can see here, they are at some different depths as well. And I know somebody's going to ask about it. The snappers and jobfish can be found deep. The other thing is with the snapper, I have found a spot up here. I will quickly mention this in the video because I know people are going to be asking about it. It should be right in here. There we go. Now you're going to catch other fish here too, but you can catch that unique there. That's where I've caught a couple of them. That is a tougher fish to fight. Mahi, even with the wind patterns, I've been kind of targeting here. And then on the Money Mile and this side here, pretty much any elevation change, like even over here or up here, I've caught fish. Seems like a waste to travel out to these outside of the parts of the map. I have not really seen the fish be super effective in that. Even by this island, I've caught mahi, or up in this shallow area here and here. So there is fish kind of everywhere and elevation change. But I tend to stay close to the island because there's no reason to go out that far at all. So, but again, marlin and the tuna is basically going to be there. The only exception is going to be the dogfish, which if you paid attention to the missions, the maintenance missions will be here. Try to give you guys a quick rundown on them. Groupers are always going to be in the kind of the deep 300 plus spots, like right here, and that will help you out on them. So a quick little rundown just to save you some time if you're looking for fish in particular. A few things here at the end of the video that I find interesting but need more testing. At one time, it did seem like the sailboats meant there were mahi at places. I'm not entirely sure about that anymore, guys. I'm going to need more testing on that. So check the pinned comment there later down the road for that. And a very interesting one to me is you will see these maps. You can see I'm in a private room by myself. I put myself in a private room, so this could be nobody else's boat, right? When I have seen these boats, generally, I've found that there are snappers in the area, like at the bottom, or jobfish sometimes. Now, I'm not saying all the time, but I've seen this boat a few times in a couple places here, and that's kind of what that means so far that I have seen. So, and if you check, you can see here, this is actually where the snapper maintenance mission was, so that kind of does make sense, and he is right on top of where the snapper mission was. As you can see here, we are up at the top of the map, up by the Money Mile, as I call it, and you can see here there's two more of these boats. And this is also another place that I have caught snappers as well and jobfish. Now, like I said, the last two things, that and the sailboats, definitely, to me, I need more testing because I don't feel super comfortable about them too. The other ones all in this video, I am super comfortable with telling you guys. So, you know, definitely fish jumping out of the water, seagulls, them are the two best. Along with the sonar, you can see right now we're getting sonar that the fish is deep. If you look on the depth thing, the shaded ones are near the bottom. So, as much as I have been able to test this what I've told you in this video seems to be the case for the most part. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time, folks. Have a good one.